Hello crafty friends, my name's Alicia, but you can call me Crafty Al, and welcome to my stop for the September 2025 Oh So Inspired Collaboration Hop. I hope you'll stick around to see who inspired me to create these 4 groovy cards. Welcome, or perhaps welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. Each month, I host the Oh So Inspired collaboration here on YouTube. It is when myself and a team of creative artists get together to be inspired by already created pieces. The main goal of this hop is to show you that no matter your style, your skill level, your medium, that you can always inspire and be inspired by others. Each month this year, we are being inspired by one of our team members, and I'll tell you who that is for September here in just a minute. But before I do that, I want to tell you how the hop works. Like I mentioned, I am just one artist of many who are sharing today. So to see what everyone else has created, you can check out the playlist linked toward the top of the description box below, and I will also have it as an end card at the end of this video. I know that everybody would love for you to stop by, see what they created, and leave them some love in the comments. This month, we are being inspired by Lauren of Lauren Taylor Made. Make sure to check out the description box below to find a link to her YouTube channel and Instagram account. Up on screen now is a look at the piece that I will be using as inspiration today. If you want to go check it out more closely, I do have a direct link down in the description box below. Once I saw this piece, I knew I had the perfect set from Tailored Expressions to use. I will be taking inspiration from the disco ball, the fun background, and some sparkly stars. So far in today's video, you have seen me use the new Disco Vibes layering stencil set to create 4 large disco balls. Now I'm going to use a coordinating die set to cut those out. Also with that die set, I'm using a piece of holographic paper from scrapbook.com to cut out the more detailed large disco ball and the hanger. Now, because I want to make this easy to adhere later, I got a sticky sheet and I placed that on the back of the 6x8 cardstock. I will see if this holographic pad is still available, and if so, I'll link it down below. There are so many awesome sparkly papers in there. Once those were all die cut, I added the detail layer to the stencil disco ball, and I have to say putting it on the sticky sheet definitely helped, but it was a little tricky getting all of those negative pieces to stay behind where they belong. So you didn't have to watch me fight with all of those. I did finish the rest off camera. Also off camera, I used my silhouette to help me cut a groovy background for these cards. This cut file was actually a previous one that I made available to channel members. So if you are a channel member, you can check out the monthly blog, scroll to the bottom for past printables and cut files, but I will also repost this later today on the membership tab. If you're not yet a member and you would like to support what I do here on YouTube and get files like this for yourself, you can check out the Subscribe Plus button below this video or the link in the description box below. Membership starts as low as $1.99 a month and comes with lots of crafty and fun perks. To help make assembling these back together on the card fronts easy later, you'll see I did take some time to go ahead and figure out which pieces would go on each card front, and using the cutting mat from the silhouette was super easy to help me keep everything together. This background was made to fill a card front, but because I want to cut it down just a little bit to have a border, I'm going to place these pieces onto just a scrap of recycled typing paper or printer paper that I have cut down to 5.5 by 4.25. I am using my mini Scor-Buddy to help me keep everything nice and aligned. The most important piece you'll want to place is the first one, so I'm placing that right down in the corner. I am using liquid glue so I have some wiggle time, and each additional piece that I place, I make sure to butt it up right against the previous one, trying my best to keep everything nice and square. While I work on that, I would like to know that if you chose Lauren's card for your inspiration piece, what would you have created based upon it? Let me know down in that comment section below. You'll see here that this piece does have a little extra white paper at the top, but that's okay because off camera, when I was finished with all of these, I did cut them down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. For the sentiments on today's cards, I chose 4 different sayings from the Groovy Greetings stamp set, and I got out mini ink cubes in each of the 4 colors that I stenciled the disco ball with. Now you might be wondering, why did I stencil with a full-size pad and then I'm stamping with the mini ink cubes? That's because when I got these placed on my Misty, they were so close together that using these smaller cubes just helps me get them inked up with different colors without overlapping or accidentally messing any of the inks up. Once I had each of those inked up, I did use a presser tool to help me get a nice crisp impression, and then I took these off camera with the coordinating dies to cut them out. While I was cutting those out, I decided to add a shadow in the same color cardstock as I stamped each sentiment with. To add some dimension to the cards, I put foam tape on the back of the disco balls and the sentiments. And then I spent a little time figuring out what I wanted the front of the card to look like. And once I did that, I added some liquid glue to the back of the foam tape so I had some wiggle time, and I got the disco ball and the sentiment added to the front. Once both of those were in place, I did add the hanger. I just kind of tucked in one of the ends behind the disco ball and I trimmed off the excess. I finished assembling the rest of the card fronts off camera, and I also got out 4 top fold white card bases. To help me get a nice even border when I put my card fronts on the bases, I am using my new favorite helper tool, the Pear Blossom Press Cardmaker's T ruler in the A7 size. The 1/8 inch jig helps me perfectly place that card front so there's an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. I finished assembling the rest of these off camera, and for some added sparkle on the front, I brought in a small star die and I added a trio of sparkly stars around the sentiment. And here are some close-up looks at the finished cards. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I was inspired by Lauren to create today's groovy set of cards. If you did, as always, a thumbs up is appreciated. Now don't forget to go see what everyone else has created for the hop by using the end card here in a minute or the playlist link down in the description box below. Until my next video, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all the way to the end of the video. I hope now you'll consider clicking on one of the videos or playlists I have linked above. And if you are interested in any of the products or tools I used in today's video, I do have some links in the description box below.